Paula, the Pet Population Control, has asked me to narrate and talk and explain the early spaying and neutering of kittens and puppies. They brought me 2 kittens, 1 female and 1 male. And I believe they are at 8 weeks, is that right, fellas?
Right.
They're 8 weeks of age at this time, and we'll proceed from here, and we'll go from step by step, and I'll give some of my opinions, and you can watch the program itself. She and her 3 children have 2 kitties in here to be spayed today. Both of them are 5 months of age. The first one's was definitely in heat. They had suitors outside. Boy cats were calling, and you can see that she is definitely engorged and enlarged. The litter mate was not in heat. And so here you're looking at, you can't be predictable about when these cats are going to come into heat. The traditional, I should say, the traditional time of doing spays is at 6 months or on. This cat would have been pregnant at 5. I have done cats that were pregnant and known to be only 4 months of age. Thus, early spaying and neutering is the only way you're going to prevent that. Equipment to where we can induct 2 cats or kittens at the same time, coming right off of our fluothane machine. And they will just simply breathe their gas until they reach a surgical plane. Technician in the background is Kathy Hicks. Been working with me for 3.5, 4 years now.
Almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years. They have a tendency to pull their little heads out, so I guess you're going to have to cradle them, aren't you, Kathy?
Yes.
This will take a period of about 5 minutes, so Phyllis may not be wanting to film the whole 5 minutes watching babies go to sleep.
I really can't help you with that because it seems to be a big problem. I get a number of calls every day.
The little girl and the little boy over on this side here. Go ahead and prep. You stay over there, Kat. I need to reach over you. These little juveniles, these little males are hardly pea size. I'm sure you got an awful lot of the clipper sounds on that one.
That's all right. They sell at the pet store that you can use to get the odor out. Sometimes that happens with you, but there's really no easy answer.
Now their blood supply to the testes are just minute, tiny little whispers of vessels. Everything is quite so friable. It is quite impossible to do the normal tie-off that I do. Hold it for a second. Maybe one more thing I should do, and that's put on my glasses. Probably I need the surgical loop in order to see them. Tiny entrance, tiny little testis. And we're going to just slowly track that, slowly track, and pull it right out. And so that's 1 of 2. The other one on the other side, tiny little thing. Slowly track, slowly track. There is no need of tying on those little tiny babies. Okay, he is done. See if I can talk over the clippers.
I'm surprised there's no need for stitches. They heal so quickly.
And we don't stitch the large kitties either.
Oh, that's
You know, the closure. Kathy, go ahead. Checking for the splatter. Little tiny raindrops. My goodness.
She was waiting.
If that was a 60-pound dog, relatively, we'd have a pint of urine, wouldn't we?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the shelters refer people to us. I know the SPCA doesn't, so it's sterilized
Take it to the surgery room now. Here we are with our little kid in the surgical room. I personally like to lay the very small animals, be they cats or young kittens or small dogs, on a towel, just to keep the table from sucking the heat out of them. It's totally ready. Get gloved up here now. Notice the snap of the latex gloves. We doctors like to do that. It makes sure that we have life in those gloves. Showmanship, I guess. Okay. Small 4-inch drape laying on our kitten. Anatomical landmarks I'll show you in a second. Right now, we open up our pack. Fairly abbreviated because we know exactly what we need and we don't put in more than we need into it. Okay, we're ready for the landmarks I was telling you. This little spot right here is the umbilicus. This part's the anterior bridge of the pubis. I'll make my little incision right halfway in between the two. I tease down until I can find the midline. I'll make just a tiny stab incision, and by blunt dissection I extend it just enough so that I can get my spay hook into the hole. And let's see if she'll cooperate with me and give it up without a major search. Oh, she was nice. Okay, I've taken the left horn of the ovary and pulled it out. Left horn of the uterus, excuse me. The ovary is right there. Clamp below, clamp above, and cut it away. Now I'm just going to tie off the blood supply with a small gauge stainless steel. Stainless steel is a 34 or a 5/0 wire. Found the second horn, traced it up. There's the ovary. And cut away again and again. Quick ligation. Set the knot, cut away, and drop. Now we got the two horns, both ovaries. I'm going to go drop down below the bifurcation, just in front of the cervix, clamp, and place the final internal suture. So we have a classic spay, an ovariohysterectomy, total and complete. Now let's pick up the parts, set them to the side, drop the stump back in. I'm going to thread my needle now using the same wire I ligated on the inside And I will close the abdominal cavity with one stitch, a cruciate stitch, so I catch the back end, and then I reach up and I catch the front end of it. Probably a singular suture would do it, but I keep the good habits. In the older cats, where the incision will be longer, and I'll put the same suture in. Okay, inside. Now all I have to do is place a subcutaneous. I like to place subcutaneous rather than the external ones. They don't have to come back to be removed. Occasional adult cat will start working with them, fuss, and they'll actually remove them on me. And that causes client anxiety, and something has to be done. I just prefer to have the burieds in them. In reality, on a kitten like this, you could probably use the new surgical adhesive material to close this. It's called Nexaban or Vetabond. It'll probably work just as fine, but I wanted to show you, Phyllis, and your friends.
Beautiful.
And that's as close to a bikini cat as I'm going to be able to do for you, right there.
Well, while I have you on here, could you just tell me again what kind of anesthetic it is you use?
Yeah, the anesthetic we use is a combination of oxygen and halothane. The halothane machine right now is set on 3%. They're inducted at 4%. And they're able to cruise. The surgery probably took, I don't know, you probably have the timing on maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes for this. So they're not out for very long. And of course, there is a little preoperative that is given them, a tiny amount of acepromazine, and I mean tiny, whisper, 0.025 on a kitten this size here, maybe a little atropine. And this baby will be sitting up and looking at you in probably about 10 minutes.
This is just immediately subsequent to the surgery. I'm going to film the complete recovery. In about, what, about 15 minutes since the surgery? 10 minutes?
A short, yeah, close to like 10. Heads are all wet from their ear mite treatment they just got all flushed out.
He won't be sick. He'll be a little bit tender on his feet, but he probably won't want to be played with.
The nice thing, of course, is when they're that tiny, they do absolutely. We don't figure that the adults pay any more attention to the discomfort of the surgery. But these little guys don't even know anything happened.
That's all right. He's doing great. That's what I wanted to get the full recovery. Now, by the time, with him moving around like this, within another 15 minutes, he'll have absolutely no effects from the anesthetic, and he will be ready to eat. It is 1 hour and 25 minutes or so after their surgery. They are going to be eating their first meal. You can see they're moving very rapidly, fully coordinated. Very glad to see Mama. Here he comes, and he's ready to eat with Mama. We're now at about 1.5 hours after the surgery. Kittens both are totally in control of all faculties. All of this taping is being done at approximately 1 hour and 30 to 45 minutes after the surgery. I think the kittens are ready to take a little nap for the afternoon. You can see the kittens moving 24 hours. Here they come. Yep, that was the other one. He's exactly 48 hours after the surgery for the two kittens, and I'm going to let them come through the door so we can observe them. Here they come. It's a little male.